My name is Toyosi Labeodon. I'm the principal immigration consultant of TrueLink Immigration Services. Welcome to today's seminar presentation. As I said earlier on, my name is Toyosi Labeodon. I'm the principal immigration consultant of TrueLink Immigration Services. TrueLink is a Canadian-based immigration firm. We have a head office in Edmonton, Canada, and we have a branch office in Ibadan, Nigeria. We're actually the TrueLink that you need to travel all over the world. So if you want to travel to Canada, you want to go to the US, you want to go to the UK, you just want to move from your country of origin to another country, you can reach out to us. You can be sure that we can help you achieve that goal of migrating abroad. So if you need a service, just reach out to us, and we'll always be there to assist you with the process. So before I go on, I would like to encourage everyone to subscribe to our channels. We have different social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. When you subscribe, you would always be the first to get to know about any posts, video, or programs that we're doing. And if you're actually subscribing on YouTube, don't forget to click on the bell button so that when there's a new update, you'll be the first to get to know about it. So kindly subscribe to all our social media channels so you can always receive regular updates on visas and travel related issues. So today's topic is how to get a job offer in Canada from abroad. That's what we're going to be talking about. How to get a job offer in Canada from abroad. This is a question I regularly get. In fact, yesterday I still had about 10 phone calls, more than 50 chats, and what most of them used to ask is, how can I get a job offer in Canada? That's a question that most people ask. In my own view, this topic is important, very good, because you will learn what you need to do, understand what you need to do. And because there are so many online scams that relate to Canada as regards job offers, work permits, this seminar will let you know what you should watch out for and how you can actually know, or at least have an idea, if a job offer you are seeing or they've offered you is original or it's fake. There are so many fake job offers out there, and right now everybody wants to come to Canada, or most people want to come to Canada, so because of that, you see a lot of online scams as regards job offers, work permit, and likes of that. Sometime last week, someone very close to me sent me a job offer that she said she got from Canada. And when I looked at it as an immigration consultant in Canada, I looked at job offer, I looked at the LMIA. That's the LMIA was supposed to be gotten. They sent out the LMIA, the approved LMIA, and I tell you, when I reviewed it, it was just fake. Just fake. So you need to be careful. So that's why this seminar is important. You need to understand what to look out for. You understand the process, and when you understand the process, it's going to help you know what to do, how to go about it, and not become a victim of scam, online scam. So the question I want to ask myself, let me ask you here, because that's what many people ask: can one get a job offer in Canada from abroad? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. But it's not just as simple as that. That's just it. It's not like you just apply today and tomorrow you get a job offer. No. There are processes. There are protocols. So how do I get that job offer? There are so many things that you can do, so many things that you can do to get a job offer in Canada. So I'm going to start by talking about that briefly. So the first thing I would ask people to do, for those that ask me about job offers in Canada, is networking. How do you network? You talk to your friends and relatives who are in Canada. Talk to them. Some of them may have businesses that need workers. Some of them may have friends and family members who have businesses who requires people, they need workers to work with them. For example, I'm an employer of labor in Canada myself. I have staff working in our Canada office. I can decide to give you a job offer. That's what I'm saying. I can decide to, if I decide to employ and I can show that I can't get people, I can decide to employ now and decide, okay, well, I want to offer, I have some posts that are vacant and I need to fill them from abroad. As long as I meet the requirement of the Canada government on that, I can do it as an employer of labor in Canada. So you may have friends or family members too who may actually be employers in Canada, and on that basis, they might be able to give you a job offer in Canada. And when they give you a job offer in Canada, there are processes that they must follow, which we're going to talk about in this seminar. So networking, talk to your friends, talk to your uncles, talk to your aunties who have been living in Canada for so many years. They may have people who need workers who might be willing to give you a job offer. So the second thing that you can do is contacting employers directly, doing a cold call. Look for employers. And how do you look for employers? You go online. The world is now a global village. You can access everywhere around the world on your system. So look out. Where are the employers, or who are the employers that are looking for employees? You will see it. You will see some of them online. In fact, you see many of them online because most employers will post their job vacancies online. And you can go to companies that um, that operate in your area of specialty. So, for example, if you are an engineer, maybe a civil engineer, you can go and look for companies that require the service of civil engineers. Check. Are they employing? Some of them will put the adverts on their websites. Some of them will send out newsletters saying, oh, we're looking for staffs. These are the requirements. Do you meet those requirements? Now, for you to apply directly to employers, you need the right CV. You need a cover letter. The way it's done abroad is not the same way it's done in Canada. I'll give an example. My original country of origin before before I moved to migrate to Canada too, on our CV we write age, your sex, your date of birth, and so many other things on the CV. In Canada, you don't need to write that. So you need to get the right CV, understand how the Canadian CV is written. You also need to write the cover letter. You write that very well, understand how that should be written, come up with those two things, and send it to them. If the employers already have a template on their website that you can use to apply, you can use that to apply. Most of them will ask you to upload your CV and your cover letter. So prepare one down and send to them. So you can also get employed directly by contacting employers in Canada. You just need to look for how to get them, as in who are the employers that are employing? Who are the employers that are employing? So the next one I'm going to talk about is recruitment agencies. There are so many job recruitment agencies in Canada. They have to be licensed. So what do you need to do? You need to register with them. And how do you register with them? Go on their websites. They would have their protocols, what you need to do and how you need to go about it. It will be there. Go on their website, register with them. When you register with them, most times they send you updates. They tell you to put your CV or fill some forms that will actually direct jobs that fits your profile to you so you can apply. So when you put your email there, you put your phone number there, you will receive so many job offers. You will see so many of them. that fits the profile that you have filled online. And this way, you can actually use that method to get a job offer. There are so many people that have gotten job offers like that. I've had caregiver applicants who got job offers from overseas using recruitment agencies in Canada. So that's one other option you have. When you are looking for a job offer in Canada, register with recruitment agencies, and you can be sure that if you fill the right your right details and your profile well, you will get job offers. You will see jobs that are vacant in Canada, and it will be tailored to your profile. They will send it to you, and you can apply for them. One other thing you might do is register on Job Bank. Job Bank is a bank of where jobs are placed in Canada. So employers who want to employ in Canada are expected to advertise their jobs on Job Bank. They do that so that Canadians and PRs, permanent residents in Canada, can see it first. And after a while, those jobs are opened out to the public and everybody can see it. So create a profile. Create a profile on Job Bank, and through that way too, jobs that fit your profile will be directed to you. And that way, you're able to see jobs that are vacant in Canada. When you see that, you can apply to it. And if your profile meets what the employer needs, you might be able to get a job offer. One other thing that people need to do is have a profile on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is well known as a career social media platform where employers go there, employees to go there, put their CVs there, put their details there. Create a good profile for yourself on LinkedIn, and make sure that your profile is fine. You put all your work experience, where you worked before, all your details that employers will see, and post things there that portrays you in good light. For example, many employers go to LinkedIn to check their employees before they employ their prospective employees. Yeah, I do that myself too. When I want to employ, I go to LinkedIn and go and check what does this person's profile says. What does it look like? It's a professional website for people that are looking for a job. It's a professional website for employers too to look for employees. You can register on LinkedIn and create a group profile for yourself. Put a good display picture there. This way you might also be able to get a job offer from Canada. An employer may be looking for employees and decides to check LinkedIn, and possibly if he searches there and sees that, oh, your profile is there, and it meets what he needs, he might be able to give you a job offer. Then there are other online job portals that you can register with. Some of them, there are so many of them, but I just mentioned a few. Workopolis, Indeed. Those are two of the websites that you can register on. And when you register with them, you will get job offers. You will see so many jobs that fit your profile that they will send to you. And when they send these things to you, you will be able to apply. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get an employer that will give you the full offer. And at the end of the day, you are on your way to Canada. Now, after all this is I've said, it looks as if it's so simple. That, well, I just apply a network, do cold call to employers, register with recruitment agencies, register on Job Bank, have a LinkedIn profile, or register on job portals. It is not as simple as that. There are still other requirements. So these things that I mentioned are the things that you can do to get a job offer. But if these are the things I said you can do, why then does it seem so difficult to get one? I'm sure that's the question that many people want to know. I'll get an answer to. If it's this simple, all these things you have said, if it's as simple as that, or some people will say, I've done much more than that, I still don't have a job offer. Now, I need to explain to you why you don't yet have a job offer. Now, in Canada, for any employer to employ, if an employer in Canada, someone like me, I'm an employer in Canada, if I want to employ anybody from abroad, there are requirements I must meet. The first requirement is I must prove to the government of Canada that I've checked the whole of Canada, all the provinces in Canada, I've checked everywhere, and I've not been able to see any Canadian or a permanent resident who can do that job that I want somebody from abroad to come and fill. Let me repeat myself again. I, as an employer, need to show the government, prove to the government of Canada that one, I have searched the whole of Canada. I've not seen anybody living in Canada who is a Canadian, who is a citizen, or who is a permanent resident, who is eligible or can do the job that I want to give somebody from abroad. Apart from showing that, I also need to show to them and prove to them that I can pay the salary of whoever I'm trying to take and one or two other things. So now, we're now going to the issue of LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessments. So as an employer in Canada, you need to apply for, I'll short into LMIA, but you know that the meaning of LMIA is Labor Market Impact Assessment. So if I'm in Canada, I must apply for that LMIA to before I can employ anybody from outside Canada. That's the equivalent tax. You need to prove to everybody, you need to prove to the government of Canada that nobody in Canada is able to do that job, and that you have checked, you have searched everywhere, not only where you are, you've checked all other provinces everywhere, so there are requirements for that. So how do I prove that to the government that I've done that? So we have jobs, majority of the jobs available that you want to give to people abroad, it requires that you must apply for LMIA. Yeah, there are some jobs that LMIA is waived. There are some, we'll talk about that, we'll get to that, we'll talk about that. But most of the jobs that are available requires the employer applying for LMIA first. It's not the employee that will apply for it, it's the employer that will apply for it. So the LMIA shows that there's no one in Canada available to do the job I want to do. And why they are doing that is the Canada government actually wants to give priority to Canadians and those with permanent residence in Canada. They want them to get the jobs first before you start giving people outside Canada jobs. So the LMI process can take 3 to 1 year to complete if it's done well. It's not like it's automatic. Yeah, there are some fast track processes. We'll talk about that later. But let me just tell you a bit about the process that you have to go through to apply for LMI. I do it for employers. It's one of what I do. I've assisted so many employers apply for LMI, and we have gotten so many LMIs approved. For people, for them to bring people outside Canada to come and work in Canada. So the first requirement for the LMI is that you must advertise that job on Job Bank and minimum of 2 other places for at least 1 month. Minimum. That's the minimum. You must advertise the job offer you want to give somebody abroad on Job Bank and 2 other places. It could be on Indeed, it could be on any other platform. There are so many platforms that you can advertise them, but you need to follow. There are rules that guys that you need to follow those rules. After you have advertised, if anybody applies, you are supposed to interview them. If nobody applies, good for you. It's so easy to apply. If nobody applies for the job, it's so easy to just use that and say, well, I've advertised, I've not seen anybody, so I want to bring a foreign national to come in and do that job. You will get it approved automatically, straight. If you follow the rules and you can show evidence that you have done the right thing and you didn't get results. But if people apply for those jobs, you need to interview them. Interview them and document why. If you see anybody that is eligible, you employ the person. But if you do not see, then you document why all those that applied are not eligible and keep them somewhere. And that way, you can now go on and apply to bring in a foreign national to come and do that job. And know something, you can't go and reduce the pay and say, okay, because it's foreign currency, people abroad will see the money as, oh, it's plenty money because of exchange rates. You now bring down the price and say, maybe the hourly pay you should pay is $20 per hour. You now decide to say, okay, you want to pay them $11 per hour. Your LMI will not be approved. You need to pay the median wage for that salary, for that job. So that, because if you're asking people to collect salaries that is below what they are earning in Canada, they won't apply for the job. So you must ensure that you put not even the low wage for the job, no, the median wage You can get that on there are places you can get that. You put it there so that Canadians can see it. If they are fine with it, they will apply. If they are not fine with it, they won't apply. If nobody applies, you are fine. You can easily take anybody you want from abroad who is eligible for what you are posting if you have done that. So you do the advert for 1 month and continue to do the advert. The advert has to run in at least one place till your LMI is approved or refused. So once the LMI is approved, that's fine. You have the backing of the government to employ anybody from abroad to come and do the job. Then you can now apply for work permits for that person to come to Canada to come and work. And that LMI you got is going to be one of the documents you are going to add to the application for them to approve the work permits. Without it, most times they will turn it down. So if anybody comes to you and tells you they've gotten work permit, no LMI, you should know that's a scam already. Okay, well, we'll get to that. We'll talk about that later. Now, LMI takes between 3 months to 12 months on the average to process. But there are some applications that can be fast-tracked. Some applications can be fast-tracked. Not all, for some categories. For example, we have those that are applying under the Global Talent Stream. We've been able to get them LMI approved. I got one approved for some of my clients in 12 days. 12 days, less than 2 weeks. That was done. Then we have fast-track process too for agricultural workers, but they must meet some criteria. It's not just anybody. There are specific NOCs. NOCs is National Occupational Classification. So maybe for like butchers, meat cutters, general farm workers, nursery and green bed workers, harvesting laborers, and many other ones, they can get their LMI fast tracked because of the peculiarity of the field they are working in. Then when you talk about academics, professors, lecturers, coming to maybe coming for exchange program here or coming to work here, we can easily get their LMI fast tracked. It's very possible. Even graduate assistants, self-funded researchers, academic consultants, and examiners. Maybe you have been invited by a university to come and examine their students. Yeah, we can get your LMI fast tracked on that basis. But for the other categories, it's going to take the normal process, which could be 3 months to 12 months, depending on the volume of work that they have. So now let's go on and talk briefly about LMIA exempt work permits. We have some jobs that does not require LMIA. So once you fall into those categories, you don't have to apply for LMIA. Just what government has done is government has come up with codes for those jobs. So they have codes, C11, different kind of codes. Once your job title or your work fall into that category, you may not need to apply for LMIA. And those programs, there are so many of them. For example, Canada came up with a public policy recently for people living in Hong Kong. They were giving them work permits. If you fall under that category, you don't need to apply for LMIA. It's LMIA exempt. You just apply for work permit and it will be approved. Then there are also international agreements that Canada has with different countries of the world. For example, they have with Canada and Mexico. It used to be called NAFTA, but now they call it CUSMA. That's the agreement that Canada has with US and Mexico. This way, it's a free trade agreement. People can come in without applying for work permit and they can come and work in Canada. So if you live in any of these places, that's fine. You can come in on a work permit without having to apply for LMIA and you'll be allowed to work in Canada. They also have some with Chile, they have some with UK, different countries, different regions. There are so many of them. So we need to do is look out that, okay, do you fall into any of those categories? Your country of origin, does it allow you to come to Canada and apply for a work permit that is LMIA exempt? If your country of residence has any agreements with Canada in that regard, yes, you can come to Canada on a work permit and on an LMIA exempt work permit. So that process of applying for LMIA is cut off the processing. For those ones, it's so easy to get them work permits. So easy because you don't need to apply for LMIA. You don't need to show that there's the Canadian or you've not found any Canadian or a permanent resident who can do the job. Once you just mention the code for that category. We know all those codes. This is the code for this, and we can use that to apply. Then we also have some entrepreneur programs, like self-employed programs that allows you to come into Canada, and you can be given a work permit, and that way they exempt LMI is exempted for those category. Then we also have the international experience class. Under this international experience class, you have different categories: working holiday visa, young professional, and international COPE or internship program. These three categories, which fall under the international experience class, do not require LMIA. They are LMIA exempt. So you can get a work permit. This international experience class is for those that fall between the ages of 18 and 35 years. They are allowed to come to Canada, work in Canada for a specific period of time, to gain experience, do a lot of things, and maybe after 2 years, you can go back to your country of origin. But you can get a work permit that is LMIA exempt if you are coming under this program. So it's not all countries too that are eligible for this program. So we'll look at it. Your country of origin. Do you have your program? The programs they have, your country of origin, do they have any agreement with Canada as regard international experience class? If they have, yes, we might be able to get you an LMI exempt job offer. You come into Canada, do the job, and you are fine, and you do not need LMI to come into Canada. So there are still so many other ones. Now, what are the signs to show that whatever you have with you is a scam? Are there signs to watch out for? Yeah, there's a lot of signs that you can watch out for. So one of the things that you need to watch out for, if an employer is asking you to pay for LMIA, run. LMIA, the LMIA fees is to be paid by the employer, not by the employee. So if an employer is asking you, or whoever is helping you with LMIA process or job offer, now tells you, come and pay for LMIA, you should know that something is wrong. That's a red flag. You are not expected to pay for LMIA. It is your employer that will pay for LMIA. For example, if I want to employ somebody here and I want to pass through the LMIA process, I have to pay the fees, application fees for LMIA, which is about $1,000. I have to pay it. You are not the one that will pay it. I have to pay it to the government myself, and I'm not supposed to collect it back from you or tell you that, oh, when you come here, you'll be paying back from your salary. That is not acceptable in Canada. That is not acceptable in Canada. So if someone comes and tells you, okay, let me help you, I'm going to help you with a job, but when you get to Canada, I will now start removing whatever I've used to process your visa from your salary, that's a big scam. Run. It is not allowed in Canada. Employers are not allowed to deduct such fees from an employee's salary. It can happen in other countries, but Canada, every country has its own rules and regulations. Canada does not allow such. So if someone is helping you with a job offer and says pay for LMIA, or tells you, okay, don't worry, I'm going to process everything for you, when you get to Canada, you start paying small out of your salary. That looks like a big scam. Big scam. They're after something from you. So be careful. Now, or when they tell you, okay, I said that when they tell you that when you land in Canada, you start paying back, you're likely entering a scam. Then when they tell you they got you a job offer and you never had any interaction with the employer, I'll give an example. I want to employ somebody from outside Canada, and I as the employer, I told you I'm an employer of labor here. I have staff working in a Canada office here, even in an international office. So I'm eligible to apply for LMI for jobs if I can't find anybody to work with me. If I want to employ somebody, I will not interview the person. Employer has not interviewed you, and they've given you a job offer. Employer will not even see who he wants to take. Or even if it's not the employer, maybe it's possible that the recruitment agency it's possible that the employer has assigned that duty to a recruitment agency to help him interview and find out. You think Canada needs people who would come here to Canada and make an impact. So just assume that they won't interview you. They will not see whether you can speak English. They will not see whether you are even you know what you are coming to do, and they just tell you they got a job offer. Is that how, I don't know, your own countries, is that how people get job offers where you live? You just get a job offers, no interview, no interaction with the employer to find out whether you even fit what he needs. Many times, when you don't interact with the employer who wants to employ you, it might be a scam. Why? Because if I want to employ somebody here, I want to see the person I want to see the person I'm employing. I want to interview the person. I want to be sure the person fits what I need. If it doesn't fit what I need, it doesn't make sense for me to employ the person. So I want to be sure that, oh, you have the minimum requirement for the job. I want to be sure that you can speak English or French. I want to be sure that you can communicate well. I want to be sure that you meet my minimum requirements. But when people are getting job offers and they've not even been interviewed by anybody, they just give you a job offer to come and do a job that you don't know anything about. In fact, another way you can know it's a scam is you are an engineer. They are giving you a job offer as a medical doctor, and you said you got a job offer in Canada. Does that make sense at all? I've seen things like that. I saw something like that. Someone was an engineer. They said they gave him a job to come and work in an hospital as a medical doctor. I said, how? You need to be licensed. How? And you went to pay that they got you a job offer. How is that possible? Is Canada that loose that you don't have a skill in a field and you are getting a job offer in another field? In that you're getting a job offer in a field that you don't have the skill. How is that possible? Canada does not operate like that. Employers will interview you. They want to be sure that you meet the requirements. If employers are not interviewing you, they would have assigned it to maybe told their recruitment agents to help them with it. So they will do that. It's not just looking at your CV. They want to see. They want to talk to you. So in fact, right now it's so easy to do interviews. You can do a Zoom interview for anybody anywhere, all around the world. You can do Zoom interviews. It's so easy. You don't have to physically travel to that country to do interviews with them. You can do it anywhere. So watch out when you see that you're not interacting with the employer or the designates the person that the employer has designated to help with the employment process. Then it becomes an issue. It looks more like a scam. And I said it, employers pay for LMIA, you're not the one that will pay for LMIA. Then you are not even the recruitment agency that is helping you. If you are working through recruitment agencies are not supposed to collect money from employees. No, they are not allowed to. If any recruitment agency is asking you for money for a job offer, it looks more like a scam. Employers are supposed to pay them for that, not you paying them. So if you have a recruitment agency who is saying, oh, come, let's you pay me this amount of dollars for the job offer, I'll give it to you. Be careful about it. Most times it doesn't work. Most times it's a scam. Yeah, you might need to pay for the work permit processing. I agree on that. That's different. I'm talking of you not paying for job offer or LMIA. But for example, you might need to pay someone like me, an admission consultant in Canada, to help you with the work permit process. Yes, that is what you pay for. You are supposed to pay for that. But paying for LMIA process, paying for the job offer, that looks like a scam. Be careful. Don't let people just scam you. Don't let people collect your hard-earned money. So those are things that you watch out for. Once you see any of those things, it looks more like a red flag. Be careful about it, so that at the end of the day, you don't regret your actions. So I want to encourage you once again to follow us on our social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. When you subscribe to our YouTube channel, also remember to click on the bell notification, so when we post any video, you'll be the first to get to know about it. When you follow us on this social media, all the videos we are posting, all the visa related and travel related things that we post, you'll be the first to get to know about it and see them. And that way you get to know about all the things that is happening in Canada and all around the world where we process visas for. So thank you for being a part of the program today. don't forget to share this video with your families and friends. And I also want to encourage you once again to follow us on our social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. This way, when we post any video, you would be the first to hear about it and know about it. So let me take questions. Someone said, I'm interested, sir. Yeah, you're interested. Okay, what you need to do is simple. Go to our website and fill out. Let me put our website. Our website is www.trulinktravel.com. TRULINKTRAVL.com. Go to our website, click on the free assessment button, fill the free assessment, and you can mention specifically what you want in the further information below, and I will see it and attend to you. Someone said, please, sir, please help me find job without LMIA. I'm interested. Let me talk about that a little. When people say, let me find jobs without LMIA, what is your field of study? What is the area that you are skilled in? It's not all jobs. Some people want to come and you want to come and do admin job in Canada, and you think they won't get someone in Canada to do it. It's almost impossible. Almost impossible. What is your field of study? What is your specialization? Are you highly skilled? Canada does not just want anybody to come. Canada doesn't want anybody that will not contribute to the economy to come to Canada. So what have you improved yourself in? What special skill do you have that will make let's discuss it. Let's look at it. Okay, for example, now I want to give you a job offer from abroad. I told you the process can take 3 to 12 months. As an employer, I'm a Canadian employer. I want to wait for 12 months when I can get somebody in Canada to give the job to and start now. You must be bringing a skill that I cannot get in Canada for me to wait for you. I'm telling you, I'm just being practical. I want to stop my business for 12 months because you are coming. Then the skill that you are bringing on board, or whatever you are bringing on board, has to be something I can't get anywhere. That's it. So find out that what are you improving yourself? What have you improved yourself in? What skills are you bringing on board? What skills do you have? Are you coming up with the normal skill that everybody has? Then it's gonna be tough. So finding jobs without LMIA, it's not as easy as that. You need to first check if you meet the requirements. If you meet that requirement, we can assess you and let you know. We can assess you to find out if you meet that requirement. If you meet the requirement, yes, we'll help you with it, and you can contact us. Let me show you our phone numbers. You can call any of our lines, either the Canadian number or the Nigerian number. We have both of them here. You can see it on our screen. So you can call us to discuss the options you have as regards that, and we'll definitely help you. And if you don't want to call, you can send us a WhatsApp message. Our WhatsApp number is +1 587 568 6124. I'm sure you can see it on our screen. +1 587 568 6124. That's our WhatsApp number. Send us a WhatsApp chat, and we'll definitely assist you with what we can do. But you can be sure that we will tell you the truth. We are licensed. I'm a licensed immigration consultant in Canada. I've tell you the truth about the whole process. That's it. Someone said about Nigeria. Yeah, they have different programs. We check if Nigeria has any special arrangement with Canada. If they have, you can use that to come. Someone said, is Nigeria included? Is Nigeria inclusive, sir, for LMIA exempted? There are some programs that is for all countries. All countries. So if it's for all countries, they might be included in that. How much, sir? How much for which one? LMIA. LMIA, I told you the employer that pays for that, so you're not supposed to pay for that. So I don't know which one you're asking how much, sir, for which one. There are different programs anyway. As an electrical technician from Nigeria, do I need LMIA? Electrical technician. No, if you have an employer who is willing to employ you, we'll check. At times some of these policies change, they fluctuate. What I mean by a province can say, okay, right now I'm not taking these people. Some can say in 2 months' time we'll start taking electricians. So which we'll assess it at that time and see if you need LMIA. But electricians can reach out to us. We have a program that electricians can use to come to Canada. It involves you doing. It's a process. We have a special program for electricians. You can reach us. You can reach out to us through WhatsApp. You can say our WhatsApp number. The electrician can chat us up on WhatsApp. Plus 1 587 568 6124. We'll be able to tell you about that program that you can use to migrate to Canada. And this one is not work permit. It's at the end of the day, you get PR when you use that process. So you can reach out to us on that. Someone said, are there jobs skilled and unskilled in agriculture sector that can apply for to migrate to Canada? Again, what are the special skills required to get Canadian job offers? Now, there are so many jobs in the agricultural sector, and there are so many fields. There are diverse fields in that sector. So, um, regularly, Canada brings them in to work because here it's not all Canadians that work on the farm. So it's easy to get jobs in the agri sector. If you are working in that field, yes, you might be able to get a job offer from an employer who needs your services in Canada. There are so many farms here that need workers, and I have personally assisted many companies to bring in people through that program. So, but you need a job offer from a company. You can't just apply for work permits. You need a company to give you a job offer first. And that's why I said those things I mentioned to you earlier in the program are things that you can do to help you get a job offer. Then the employer can apply for LMI. For agri sector, most of their LMIs are fast track. You can be gotten in 2, 3, 4 weeks because they are needed for a season, and they don't want to use that the long time to spoil the opportunities that they are coming to do in Canada. What are the special skills? There are different occupations. If you're a medical doctor, that's your skill. What skill do you have in that? If you are a Greek person, what skill do you have? If you are a chef or cook, that's your skill. Whatever skill you have, you look for jobs in those areas, and that way you might be able to look for an employer that has an LMIA that can employ you. Does Someone said, please, does home jobs in Canada require LMI? Home jobs, what are the requirements for homes? Sorry, please, I don't understand this question. You need to reframe it. Can you resend it? Does home I don't know if you're talking about home care. I don't know. I can't. I don't understand this question. Can you frame it so I can answer your question? The one about someone said, does home okay, maybe home care jobs in Canada require LMI? Home care. I want to assume that's what you mean. Yeah, some of them require, some are fast track process. Yeah, some of them can be done under the fast track process if it's home care worker program that I'm talking about. Someone said I'm a certified safety project management professional. Do I have a chance? I think we need to, it's not just about you being a certified safety project manager. What can you really do? So we might need to assess you. But I told you the first thing is getting an employer who will accept your skill. That's the first thing. So it's not just saying that you have a chance. If you have the skill, you have the chance. But what you now need to do is apply to an employer who will give you a job offer. That's what you need to do. Okay, he has asked the question, can home care jobs in Canada? So I think I've answered that. So also, what about construction industry, sir? I'm also a graduate in quantity surveying. Yeah, construction industry workers are highly needed in Canada. They work all through. They work all through the year. Even though their work during winter is slowed down, but construction industry needs a lot of people, and many times they bring in a lot of people from other countries come and do those work or help them with those work. You stand a chance of getting it if you have the skill, and you can get an employer that will employ you and give you that job offer. That's it. And if you can see for supply chain analysts, life warehouse supervisor, logistic analyst, there are so many vacancies in Canada. A lot of vacancies. So I will encourage that. I will encourage you to go online. All the rules I gave to you, or what I said, go there, check if you can get an employer. Do your CV well. Write a good cover letter. Package yourself well. Have a good LinkedIn account. Then go online. Apply to employers. If an employer sees you and takes you, fine. Then the employer can now apply for LMIA on your behalf, and we can help you apply for the work permit. And in a short while, you'll be in Canada. So we'll stop here today. Thank you once again for being a part of this program. And as I said earlier on, don't forget to subscribe to our social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Our handle is @TrueLink Travel. Search for us. Share this video with your friends and families. Let them also subscribe to our channels so you can always get regular updates on visa and travel related issues. Thank you once again for being a part of this program.